Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with an overview of the Barton Hybrid 3 flat stake shifter for 2015 and up GT Mustangs. In this video we're going to talk about the design of this shifter, how it can benefit you, and we're going to talk about the install. I'll get into more detail later, but the difficulty of the install depends on your car and your current mods. If you don't really have much done, you're looking at a 1 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter. The Barton Hybrid 3 flat stick shifter is first off gonna be for someone looking for a flat stick style shifter. A flat stick is different than your normal standard shifter. Secondly, this shifter is going to be for someone that doesn't want to be tied into one single design. Barton made this shifter to be for everyone, so they came up with a design that has mounting options. How you mount the shifter goes back to what you like. Lastly, this short throw shifter is going to be for the S550 owners that want a serious shifter upgrade and are willing to pay for quality. I want to start with the core of the shifter before we get into any of the mounting features of it. The heart of the shifter is very much like the original Barton short throw shifter. It's a lot of the same upgraded components and it's gonna firm up your shifts. Barton has literally upgraded every single component of this shifter for you, so it gives a very solid performance. One of the biggest features of the shifter, besides the mounting location options and all of the upgraded components, which I'll go over in a second, is it has a 25% reduction in throw. Now I wouldn't really consider the throw of the stock shifter long to begin with, so if you think about it, a 25% reduction is pretty big. Barton chose to use a 25% reduction so the shifter wouldn't feel too notchy, but feel smooth and accurate instead. When you start reducing throw too much, the shifts can get notchy, and not everyone likes that. There's a lot of things that make this shifter so great, but one of the most basic is that it is an entire replacement that has self-contained shifter components. We're not just looking at an arm with a linkage to shorten the throw. This is a completely revamped unit, so no taking apart the stock shifter and no bringing components over. Some of the components that you end up bringing over with other short throw shifter options are actually the parts that cause some of the issues that the stock shifter has. Another thing to consider is that this entire shifter is made from CEC Billet aluminum and stainless steel. The housing is also weather tight and pre-sealed for you, so no RTV is needed. This is a rock solid shifter, and if we compare it to the factory shifter, you're going to see differences right away. One of the other reasons why this shifter has such nice solid shifts is because of the bushings that Barton uses. You have a solid stainless steel front bushing here, and the bushing and rear bracket help to control the normal vibrations that go through the shifter, and they stop nearly all of the deflection, while some is absorbed through the bushing in the rear bracket. Really breaking this down some, this shifter eliminates what I consider two major weak points in the factory shifter components: their traditional pivot cup and the ball socket design. The factory pivot cup is plastic. It allows for a ton of deflection on the center shaft, and that means play and wiggle. The center shaft now has a pivot block with meaty pivot cups that's aluminum, not plastic, that are held in place by a pin and O-rings. So no more pivot cups and ball sockets, but a much more solid pivot block instead that even has O-rings. This is a tight fit to take up slack, but it's not so tight to cause any binding. The block then goes into the cartridge and then into the main housing. But this shifter has a different cartridge design that's unique. You can take this cartridge apart and almost customize the shifter if you want. The cartridge does have two sets of very stiff springs in it, and you can easily access the springs that are in the cartridge and remove those if you don't like them, since they are very stiff springs. But it's really going to be up to you as a driver to determine what you want. I just recommend that you at least break in the springs before deciding that you don't like them and you want to remove them. Of course, this shifter is made for the MT82 6-speed trans, so it is going to be reverse lockout compatible. It'll retain both the reverse lockout and the backup camera, so you won't be losing any of those nice stock features if you want to upgrade to the shifter. The reverse lockout is identical to the factory reverse lockout. It has a factory look and feel. Another nice thing is that the shifter doesn't require any permanent modifications to be installed, and it comes with a new shift knob for you. Other than the general overall construction and upgraded components, what really makes this shifter different than the others, even the original Barton short throw shifter, is the mounting options and the 3 bushing system. So it's called a Hybrid 3 shifter for 3 reasons. 1, because of the mounting options, 2, because of the linkage design, and 3, because of the 3 bushing system. If we look at the mounting options, you can mount this shifter directly to the trans or directly to the body of the car. You have an option here depending on what you like better. If you mount to the trans directly, that means you can run the solid linkage. You have these 2 arms that run up to the shifter area, and that's where you're applying all the forces you're shifting. Then there's a mounting block that bolts directly to the trans, which eliminates the tie to the body of the car. This means that the shifter will move with the trans under load and everything will be directly in line. The only thing I will say here is that your shifter will be moving, which is good, but you will feel some vibrations from the trans in your shift knob. If you really don't want that feeling in your shift knob, you can always mount to the body of the car instead. If you mount to the body, you'll use a different bracket. In this case, if the body of the car moves separate from the trans, the shifter will stay with the body while the trans moves. The linkage, which is the second part of the Hybrid 3 name, allows a shifter to do this and still maintain accurate shifts. The linkage allows for both vertical and twisting movement. And the last component is the 3-bushing design. There are 3 bushings in the linkage rod, and this is to get rid of deflection in the linkage rod during shifting. Now, throughout this entire shifter, there is no metal-to-metal contact, which is going to keep things very smooth. So overall, you're looking at a smooth, precise shift no matter how you have this mounted. As far as price, you're looking at spending between $400 and $500 for this shifter. Like I mentioned earlier, this is going to be for someone that's willing to pay for an excellent, beefed-up, accurate shifter, and for someone that knows the value of something like this. You're paying for quality here, in my opinion. Besides all the different component upgrades, you're getting an entirely new unit that's very easy to install, and you're actually able to customize it and set it up how you'd like it. This is the only shifter that's available right now that does this and gives you different mounting options. If you still have stock components on your car, like stock exhaust and drive shaft, you'll most likely be able to get away with an easy install. It'll take about an hour and be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the scale. I'm gonna glaze over the details here since this install is so involved, but to get the factory shifter out, you're looking at doing the obvious things. Removing the factory shift knob and getting your boots out from inside the car. Then after that, you've got to get the car in the air, drop the exhaust from the mid-pipe back, mark and remove the drive shaft, drop the cross member, drop the shifter housing, and pull the shifter assembly from the car. The new shifter is very easy to install since it is all one unit and you don't have to transfer over any parts or disassemble the factory shifter. It literally installs like the factory shifter uninstalled, and this is so well made that it went together very nicely. Everything fit well, we didn't need to hammer anything to place, but it was snug enough to eliminate the play. And we did decide to mount to the trans here, but how you install yours will be up to you. Wrapping things up here with the Barton Hybrid 3 shifter, this shifter is a serious, complete shifter upgrade. The entire shifter is made from CNC billet aluminum and stainless steel. It's gonna come with a cartridge that reduces throw 25%. This shifter gives you a new shift knob, and it also retains a reverse lockout and backup camera. You have 2 different mounting options, to the body or to the trans, and the shifter has a new innovative linkage and a 3-bushing design in the linkage. As always, you can check the shifter out more online. And for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.